Hello and welcome to Game Boy Classics. In this installment, the game is Megaman, Dr. Wily's Revenge, released in 1991 by Capcom. This game is known in Japan as Rockman World, but strangely carries the same title as the NES game in North America and in Europe. There is a Mega Man 1 for the NES, and there's a Mega Man 1 for the Game Boy. This is also true for all the subsequent Mega Man games released on Game Boy. All the Western titles simply are called Mega Man 1, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, and etc. And the NES counterparts are also called Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, etc. However, the Game Boy versions are not the same games, so it really just pisses me off to think about how Japan had it all figured out by calling these the Rockman World series. You had Rockman World 1, Rockman World 2, etc. So for all intents and purposes, this is Mega Man World. So let's just play some of this. There is 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 1, and then 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 2. You have Cutman, Iceman, Electman, and Fireman, but let's go after Iceman first. The gameplay is pretty damn similar to the NES games, and I think that's really impressive because the NES games were some of the best-looking games on the system, and for sprites to appear on the Game Boy so early on, this was really, a visual feat. I also like how there was much of the same music from the NES games on the Game Boy, because the Game Boy had that stereo sound with headphones. However, the sound effects I don't think are quite as nice as the original NES versions. They just sound, I don't know, cheap. Like tinny, like an imitation of the sound effects of what they should be. Another thing to mention about this game is, believe it or not, it's actually harder than its NES counterparts. And the reason for that is mostly because of your diminished health bar. You can take fewer hits than you could in the NES games. In the NES games, you had 28 health units, and here you have only 19. This means that when you take damage, it's a far more serious affair because you have a smaller health bar. There are also some unique things that are not found in the NES version, such as these falling icicles that you can stand on. I hate this thing. Seems like no matter what you do, you always take damage from it. And Capcom rewards you with, hey, what? Weapon energy. Thanks, guys. Would be nice to defeat that thing and get a big health unit, but nope, it's not going to leave me anything. Weapon energy is useless right now. Alright, let's see if I can take out Iceman. I'm almost dead, but I'm going to do what I can. The only good thing about the diminished health bars is the fact that the enemies also share the smaller health bar. So Iceman has fewer health units as well. So it's not like I'm at a disadvantage. He is, right at the same level I am. Bam! Now this game was originally, of course, on the monochrome Game Boy, so that meant no color whatsoever, but I'm playing this in the Game Boy Color mode with a gold color palette that makes Mega Man blue, in order to kind of match his appearance in the NES games. Next robot, let's take out Fireman. Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge is not a particularly rare Game Boy game, and it was even one of those player's choice, like, million seller games. It's also available on 3DS Virtual Console, although I don't know why you would want to buy it on that, because, you know, the 3DS only offers the black and white mode. If you have the original cart, you can play it on a Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy Player, and, you know, play it in sort of this enhanced color as I'm doing here, or you can play it on the Super Game Boy from the Super Nintendo. Use the ice slasher to freeze the enemies in place, and then shoot them up. Here I can use the ice slasher to freeze that in place until I can walk on it. Whoops. Alright, now that I have his weakness, Spider-Man should be fairly easy. Alright, there we go. Spider-Man beaten. Well, that will be about it for this video. Mega Man 1 is a very challenging game as it doesn't offer any energy tanks, although there is a password feature which was not featured in the original NES game. Yeah, so basically, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time.